Begin. Sky Striker. Pot of P, come to me. No, that's a botter. You're a botter. Botter in the chat. Come to me, Ariana. Ariana is here. Imperm, negate the Ariana. Is that correct? I do think so. Ashing Ariana is not correct. So it is important to understand the difference between when you should use your Imperm and when you should use your Ash. Now, we messed, did we mess up? I feel like we had a cool play here if we wanted to be super cool. A super cool play would be Chandelier, chain, discard, Big Welcome, chain to the Chandelier, spin your Ariana back to your hand, dodge the Impermanence. No Imperm. Dodge the negate, search your deck, mate, and then you also look really cool. Now, is it the correct play? Who cares? It looks cool. We have Labyrinth Field Spell, set up our back row. Let's go. We have a way to, we have double pop. Oh boy. Now, Ray, in response to something bad, could jump off the field into Link Summoning, but the problem arises when a non-target destruction is happening. You can't really dodge a non-target destruction. You activate to do the non-target destruction, she jumps off, you'll pop the newly summoned card, which could be okay because that will trigger the Ray. Now, we have the brand new Camellia in play. This states that if you have 3 or less spells in your graveyard, you could send any Sky Striker card from your deck to the grave. It's a way to kind of search for your Sky Striker engage. Yes? And because it's not a trigger effect on summon, you have to activate it in an open game state, giving the opponent the opportunity to deal with your Camellia before you even activate the effect. I think that was a mishap from Konami. It should be activating on summon at least. Oh my gosh, what the hell? Now, Ray will trigger Reborning from the graveyard. We have Ariane, which normally is not played in Labyrinth here. And because a monster left the field through a trap effect, they are both triggering to draw a card. We have the Chandelier also triggering to add in the graveyard back to her hand. Free draw, oh my gosh, Pot agreed with Ariane and Ariana. That is nuts. Now the Ray is here. We're gonna be come forth and summoning Lovely Labyrinth. This will now trigger the non-target destruction of the Lovely, which, as we said, if the Ray jumps off, then she'll be jumping into a monster that dies. Now we got Hayate. Hayate into Nibiru. Nibiru at the end of the main phase, wiping out Hayate, which would have just attacked directly to send a card from the deck to the grave, which could have sent Engage and then make Kagari add back Engage and activate Engage. Now, what really sucks about getting Nibiru as a Sky Striker player is your Sky Striker cards no longer work. All of them generally say, if you control no monsters in your main monster zone, you could then activate the card, but the Nibiru token is now screwing it up. We have Ariana on summon, searching for the Lady. Arius is going to be special summoning Lady into attack position. Otherwise, the Lady summons herself into defense. We're going to be using the field spell to non-target pop the Nibiru token, which will then make the Widow Anchor activatable. But we don't have 3 spells in the graveyard, so it will only negate and not take control. That is going to screw us up. Trigger the Chandelier, add from the grave back to our hand here. There's nothing worth negating because it does absolutely nothing. Thus, we are losing game number 3 to Labyrinth. Sorry, Sky Striker. F for Sky Striker? Yes. Begin. What? What? We bricked hard brick. We have Gamma and Ash. The Extinguish is not activatable whatsoever, not at all. Okay, that sucks. This is the first time we would be able to activate our Gamma. We are not going to waste our Gamma on that. We are waiting. Are we going to Ash that? We can Ash and we could BM into a Gamma because we can Gamma negate their Gamma. Now, they have Ash Blossom to negate our Gamma, but the Gamma is not a hard once per turn. You could activate the Gamma again. I do have the music on. Sorry about that. Thank you. And now, Garunix is going to be triggering off of a fire monster being destroyed. So we use the field spell to pop the Ash, which is what we needed to negate the Gamma. And now by adding the Garunix, it's going to trigger to summon itself onto the field, but the Gamma is going to negate and destroy. Now, destroying a Fire King, that sounds bad, right? Well, the Garunix does not trigger if being destroyed in any way whatsoever. So it's okay to negate and destroy the Garunix. Negate. Destroy. And the Ash would have stopped it temporarily, but then the Gamma would be activatable again if the Garunix then activates to summon from the deck a monster, I should say pop a monster from the deck, ending the turn. Now, what were we trying to accomplish here? What the Garunix would have done is it would have summoned onto the field, it would have destroyed from the deck the Kirin. The Kieran, if destroyed, would then reborn a monster from the graveyard that is fire, and then it would pop a card in the field non-targeting. So that was quite the effect that we stopped. Very good. Now, off the top of our deck, we finally have a playable play. Airlifter is the way. Airlift off. It can only chain dodge the Veiler if the Veiler were an on-field monster effect, which it is not. So it is going to get fully negated. And if we don't have a way to get into the graveyard, we can't banish for Preventer. Thus, we're done again. We have no effect. We do have the Extinguish, though. Now, Extinguish without a Hydrant is not that good. It will destroy a monster, and the monster could still activate in the graveyard. We do have the original Sinful returning back in the deck to search for a Ponix here, okay? We're going to pop the Ponix, add a Kieran, which will trigger the Garunix in the graveyard to summon itself onto the field. Let's freaking go. This is crazy. Now we're going to pop a monster in our deck. That monster being an Arvata. Arvata will trigger to reborn a monster from the grave. And the Ponix is also triggering because a fire monster is destroyed to reborn from the grave. Now, when a fire monster is destroyed, the Ponix and the Garunix cannot activate. Now, wait, no, actually, the Arvata was triggering to reborn the Ponix. The Ponix only activates in the hand. The Garunix activates in the graveyard or the hand. Now, if the one fire monster gets destroyed, the Garunix and Ponix cannot activate in the same chain link because they both have the possibility to summon from the hand, even if Garunix is in the graveyard. So I do want to tell you, your Ponix is not broken. What's going to look like is the game will ask you to only activate Garunix, but if you want to activate Ponix, you have to say no to Garunix from the grave, and then you could use the Ponix. You can't use both. It's a stupid ruling, but that's how it works. We're going to link this off, Shokan into Linkuriboh, and we're going to be normal summoning our Oak. If you try to negate the Oak, we have the Kieran, which has the quick effect to pop to dodge Disruption, dodge a Veiler, dodge Impermanence. Oak send itself plus the Ponix to summon from the deck in Ash. Ash on summon, add a Poplar. Poplar come forth and summon itself onto the field. Now the Kieran is only within the main phase. We're going to do that effect right here, right now. Pop the Ash, dodge the Extinguish, which was just getting it off the field. Not too big of a deal here. It was stopping it from summoning a monster from the deck like a Flameburge. Further linking this up into a Hida. Hida could steal the Ash to now make a Promethean Princess. We are going to be equipping our own Ash Blossom into the back row as we summon the opponent's Ash to do exactly as I was saying. Promethean Princess is now here. To battle we go. We have 8,700 damage on the field. Not enough for a game, but Circle of the Fire King, holy moly. Not only does it summon Arvata, now Arvata can negate a monster effect, but now the Kieran will trigger to reborn another fire monster from the grave for even more damage. Kieran, trigger, reborn, just a Ponix, 500 damage, not a big deal. Lethal damage due to Circle of the Fire Kings. Nice. Very nice. Quick effect, pop a monster, pop your fire to then special summon another from the grave. Very nicely done. Bonfire it up. So you do want to use this knowledge when you see this against a Rescuers player. If you see a Hydra on the field and they don't normal summon, then they definitely don't have another monster in the hand to normal summon. So that you can take that into mind with how you should use your Disruption, because it is 100% the correct play to summon something to make the Hydrant untargetable. We're going to be grabbing a alert, but maybe only, let's say if you have an Airlifter. If they have an Impulse, maybe you should not do that. But still making it untargetable would be good to guarantee the Turbulence in your hand. Turbulence banished in the graveyard, come forth and summon. Now we're playing around Imperm and Veiler, but not around Nibiru. If you chain an Imperm here, the Little Knight will chain banish the Turbulence, dodging the Impermanence, or the Veiler. And now we're setting up triple Disruption, plus we have Little Knight as our fourth form of Disruption. Diablo Star entering the fray, discard a card from the hand or send from the field to the grave, setting up trash. What the heck? That's not good. We have Apollo USA giving us an additional 3 disruption on top of our 3 disruption, giving us 6 total disruption. And you got to do it through a max C. What are you doing here? Contain. Boom. We have 5 more disruption. You cannot be used for a link summon. You cannot attack. You are negated. We are going to be summoning a Diablo Star. Diablo Star is going to get negated. Now down to 4 more disruption. 2 more on the Apollo. We could flip a card face down. We could also pop a card in the field. We're going to add Poplar. Poplar activate. Apollo negate. Negate. 3 more disruption to play through. 3 more, 3 more. Flip down, pop, and monster negates. Some for the deck. Wanted Seeker is not disruption. We are just adding a card to our hand. Okay, sure, grabbing a Diablo Star. Yes. And from the deck here, we have a Ponix. Ponix on summon, searching our deck to set up the Fire King Island. Now, if Snake Eye Fire King becomes prominent, you're going to want to whip out a card called Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone, the field spell, will then wipe out their field. And Cosmic Cyclone, not MST, because MST, it's protected from being destroyed once through the Sanctuary. We're going to extinguish, get extinguishing. We're now down to double disruption here. We're gonna pop a card we controller in the hand to grab a Fire King Garunix. Garunix will trigger, and just like that, Apollo USA, negate. We have 1 more disruption left. And we couldn't play through all of it. So what was it? 6 disruption, we scoop after going through 5 of it. Apollo's nuts, you know? It's only because Borload and Baron to Floor getting hit does it make me think that Apollo maybe needs to get hit. I don't know. What do you think? 1-1, let's go. Sometimes Konami bans everything but the problem. We all knew that with Crystron Hulk, right? Every tuner was the problem. Crystron Hulk summoning a tuner from the deck, that's not a big deal if we just ban all the good tuners. Ash is here, Ash getting negated by Gamma. You can't finger Gamma. That is an immense benefit of playing Gamma. Wipe out that Ash and destroy. Let's freaking go. Wow, Earl, you are in big trouble here. What the hell is this? This is nothing. Circle does nothing. The finger against Rescue Ace, it may end up doing nothing. Now, even though you activate to summon the Turbulence, you banish as a cost, so it's going to be too late to finger the cards that you want to banish. We may be in a situation where preemptively fingering a Rescue Ace card in the grave may be the optimal play. We have Rare Airlifter chaining the Fire Engine to come forth and summon. Now we're going to have to do this all under max freaking C. We have a bluffed back row card, which is nothing. You should be expecting the back row cards to be an impermanence at least. That's what I would be thinking to play around. But we are going to be, now there is a Rescue Ace in the graveyard that is fingerable. We're going to Hydrant searching for the Airlifter. Activate the field spell. We're going to activate to summon the Turbulence, banishing 2 cards so it's not fingerable. Come forth, Turbulence. There's a freaking Nibiru. How many summons are we? It's just 4 summons, right? 4? 5 summons! Oh my Jesus! Nibiru. We took the Maxi challenge and we got Nibiru'd. Oh no. It's like we had to go for it, right? Maxi increases the stakes. Like, if this were, yeah, you know, what do you freaking do? What do you do? It's like they already drew 2 cards through Max C. We just keep on going. We got to win right now. Do we have to win right now? Can we just be okay with just get Turbulence out, set up back row, and then just win the duel out and just not play through Nibiru? Play into Nibiru, that is? Holy moly. Good job, Earl. Thank you. LGN Nasio. Appreciate you too. Let's go, let's go. Memento versus Labyrinth. Begin. And what we have here is 5 monster negates. Since you waited for us to summon our combined creation before you activated your card, because you want to just wait till the end phase to do so, it has the trigger effect of, if you activate a card, I get to summon a monster from our hand or grave. We now have a Horned Dragon on the field, which it actually is not really a form of disruption if we don't have a way to pop it. So that is a problem. Now, what's cool about the combined creation is during the opponent's turn, if you activate a card, that will trigger to reborn the Anguish. Anguish, great looking card. It's gonna be searching for the Mace. Mace will then be activating from the hand to take control of a monster the opponent controls. So that is a 6th form of disruption plus the 5 monster negate of monsters on the field. So that's 6 plus 7 with the effect Veiler. Let's go, 7 disruption, 7. We play through 7. Easy negate. We have to do the negate. Even if you leave the field, if you chain Big Welcome, you're still negated. The negate is on the effect, and by activating the Goblin is not a form of disruption, but our Mementos now cannot be targeted for the rest of the turn. It does not give destruction protection, though. Protected from being targeted, which we're probably not going to be wanting to target you anyway. Lovely's going to non-target pop. But the problem with the non-target pop is you have to chain link block the Lovely with another card effect, like the Torby. Oh my gosh, Memento, I'm so sorry. Your 5 monster negates will not work if the Lovely is put on a lower chain link, Torby on the higher chain link, and then we take out your combined creation, or we take out the Cranium Burst. And we don't have a way to play around that, actually. We're just screwed. We're actually super screwed. This is what we have to directly chain to negate. Torby chain link block. Welcome Labyrinth also chain link block. Now, this is not the negate or anything crazy. This is reborning from the grave, but we do have Effect Veiler, which plays around it. So had we not had Effect Veiler, we would have been screwed. We now have the ability to reborn the Anguish. Anguish search for a Mace. Mace take control of a monster. So we're good. We're good. We're good at the moment. We're great. Chaos Angel is something that will just be negated, actually. So grab the Mace. Do we take control? No, we're going to let him go into the Chaos Angel, but the Chaos Angel will very simply just get negated. But even after it gets negated, it is big enough to now take out the combined creation. Now, the Chaos Angel did not use a light monster, so it is affected by the Mace. Thus, we could just take control of the Chaos Angel if they attempt to enter the battle phase. Negate! I don't think so, mate. Reduced down to 3,000 attack. So battle phase would be the play. Attempt in a battle phase, we're going to take control of the Chaos Angel. Yoink! Now back to you. Rikarin, I love it. Daruma flipped the whole field face down, but everything was not summoned this turn, so it could just flip right back up. So we have to make plays before it flips back up. Just, okay. I'm back up, back up, back up. We're going to special summon our Tatsu Nu Tushigo. Yep. We're going to send 2 cards from the deck to the grave. Gaddock, reborn after being sent to the grave. On summon, add a card in the graveyard back to our hand. We have the Memento Fusion. We have the Memento Fusion Shokaning into Guardian Chimera. This is pop 2 cards on the field, non-targeting, plus draw. We're going to Daruma. Now, you were flipped up this turn, so you will be stuck face down now. And your newly summoned card, we could pop it with the Guardian Chimera. So we could wipe out that Arius if we'd like. We still get the effect to get poppin'. Pop 2, draw 1, wipe out all the monsters. They have nothing on the field. Follow up Anguish, which is going to be adding from the deck another horse. We're going to be popping ourselves to reborn the Mace. Mace could then pop herself to search for a spell or trap, which will be the Bone Party. Bone Party could pop a monster we control or on the field to summon from the deck or add to our hand. We're going to use the Memento Fusion in the grave, pop a monster we control to then search our deck for any spell or trap. We're going to set up the field spell. Now, by popping the combined creation, putting it back in the grave, we're going to be reborning it at 5,000 attack. 5,000 attack versus 8,000 life. We unfortunately do not have lethal damage here, but we have the 5 monster negate again. What do? Ariana's going to get negated. Even if you dodge it with the big welcome, it does not matter. You do have big welcome. It's not going to dodge. Arius is going to chain because you activate it in response to a monster effect, or I should say any Labyrinth card, reborning itself back onto the field. Now, the Arius in Ariana makes a Chaos Angel. Quite nutty. But again, we can negate it. So not that big of a deal. Trigger because you activate a monster effect. We're going to be reborning our Anguish, grabbing the Mace again. Mace, which was returned back to the deck, can now be discarded to take control of the Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel on summon. You have no chain link block for the Chaos Angel. So it's going to get negated like nothing. That's it. We're just repeating the last turn. Big welcome. Ooh, okay. Big welcome spin back. We actually can't stop that. Now, what we did not do was chain the Mace to Big Welcome to take control of the Chaos Angel because it's only activatable while we control the combined creation. And now all our negates are gone. Negates, be gone. And we actually, I think we should have used Memento Bone Party to pop our monster because now a monster left the field through a trap effect, thus the Torby triggers, the Welcome Labyrinth triggers. We could have dodged all these triggers and taken control of the Chaos Angel. If we wanted to. Maybe them having Chaos Angel is not that big of a deal, but blocking these triggers were a big deal. This should not have happened. These should not be on the field. We're going to Torby on the attack, set up a card into the back row. We're going to chain Bone Party. Bone it up, pop a Memento in the hand or face up on the field. We're going to summon for the deck a Memento Dark Blade. Dark Blade on summon could pop that back row card. That's something. Not really that big of a deal, but it is something. Discard combined creation, take out that Big Welcome Labyrinth, wipe it out. Now, Did you time out? Or you just surrendered? This is like, I'm screwed, right? You're screwed? You're screwed. All right, very well done. Good job, Memento. Wow, we passed. Labyrinth bricked. You love to see it. Let's go. We have Anguish. We do not have a way to stop Max C, though. That's a problem. And Nibiru could potentially be a problem. The main way to play around Nibiru is you just summon SP Little Knight before you summon your combined creation to ensure it stays on the field for the next turn to be used with a Cranium Burst to get that 5 negate. So you will be able to feel out Nibiru on the 5th summon if otherwise there's nothing lighting up their field right now. We got the Twin Dragon on summon, get poppin'. The unfortunate issue with Nibiru and Labyrinth is the furniture cards could fake delays. So they could purposely on the 5th summon start causing those delays with the furniture cards where otherwise they were hiding it. And then you don't really have a way to know, is that Nibiru or are they tricking me? Which if you're a Labyrinth player, you better learn that trick. Hide your furniture on the 5th summon, just super delay the field. It's a super bluff. It would be hard illegal in TCG, but we don't care. All right, look at that. We have 7 cards in our hand now. Battle phase, evenly matched, banishing. It's gone for the whole entire game. That's it. You only play 1 Cranium Burst. Gone, finished. No more 5 monster negate. Otherwise, it would have been recyclable at the field spell. That's devastating. Now we're going to Bone Party, pop in our combined creation, grabbing an Anguish. Anguish on summon, search our deck for the mace. We still have our open normal summon. Field spell. We're going to Dark Blade on summon, discard the mace to pop a back row card. Welcome Labyrinth, come forth and summon for the deck. We do not have a way to chain link block the lady, so it's going to set a trap for free from the deck. Daruma also flipping the entire field face down. And we're done. We have no more plays. What the shite? Nothing. We can't summon combined creation. We only have 1 other Memento to return back to the deck. You need 5 between your hand and graveyard to return back to the deck to summon. And with the Bone Party, on your combined creation, if it's the only monster you control, you banish it from the grave, your 5,000 attack combined creation can now attack every monster on the field and inflict piercing battle damage. All right, 1 and 1. All right, 1 for 1. Discard Effect Veiler, come forth and special summon for the deck, chaining our Max C. We have Ash Blossom to negate that Max C. And now we got full Wombo combo. Let's speed this up. We'll count the disruptions during the end phase. Let's go. This is really good because a big out to the combined creation is something like Subversion. Now, of course, Labyrinth does not play Subversion, but you don't want to be targeted. Now, Impermanence on combined creation does nothing really. It kind of does something. It's not that big of a deal, but otherwise targeting to get rid of it, leaving the field, banishing it, that sucks. So otherwise, we have 5 disruption through Cranium Burst. We have 6 with Little Knight. If you count Little Knight as 2, then that's 7. We also have 8 disruption through the combined creation, reborning from the graveyard, in Anguish, grabbing a mace. And yeah, 8 disruption. Let's go. 8. Sprite Elf, reborn the Gaddock within the main phase. I want you to comprehend what just happened here. If your opponent says main phase, you can't go, I Sprite Elf. That's illegal. The opponent literally said, I'm ending my main phase. So Sprite Elf went, oh, shite, they're going to evenly match me. Even though there's no evenly match, we're baiting the evenly match. We're tricking them to activate their card. Because otherwise, there is no way in the main phase right here where the elf could have been activated. Our only way was I end main phase. Now you could retain the main phase because they activated the Sprite Elf. So they're freaking out thinking that the evenly match is coming. And you could just Little Knight in response to the evenly match, banish itself plus the combined creation, and you dodge the evenly. But we tricked you. But, wow, big trick. We're going to Bone Party, pop the Gaddock, summon for the deck, a Dark Blade, which will on-summon, discard the Anguish, pop a back row card, getting the big welcome into the grave. Damn. Not the transaction rollback. Now, transaction rollback could copy a normal trap in the opponent's graveyard to get itself into the grave. Otherwise, it's stuck on the field, and it won't be copying the big welcome, and it's still a hard once per turn if you use one of the effects and not the other. You can't use both. Is there a normal trap in the opponent's graveyard? There is not. So it's just stuck on the field. Dark Blade, pop itself, summon for the deck. We got the Goblin, trigger the field spell, reborn a monster from the grave. We're going to use the Dragonite's Prison to reborn Gaddock. Gaddock is a fiend. Combined creation is, if I can click on it, a worm. So it's not banishable here. Very nicely done. Good job, Konami, on that. Reborning the Anguish. Now the combined creation will trigger to summon a monster from the hand or from the grave because the opponent activated any card effect whatsoever. Dark Blade is back on the field here. We got the Horse. Blade is going to be... That is, okay, yeah, we use the effect at the end of your turn. We're using the effect again. Pop a back row card, force into trap trick, set a trap. Then no other trap cards can be activated for the rest of the turn. We're grabbing just a Welcome Labyrinth? That's kind of weak. Not a Daruma. That's interesting. Not trying to Daruma them. So on the resolution of the access code talker gaining attack, you would then Daruma flip down the combined and then send the access code talker. Now the lady's protected, but it does not matter. We're gonna spin back the access code talker with the lady on the field with the big welcome in the grave, so that was a smart play. Piercing battle damage and we could attack everything on the field. Wait, why didn't we attack that? We chose to not attack that on purpose? I want to make sure that you believe me. While you control no other monsters, this can attack all monsters your opponent controls each. Is probably playing only one Daruma? Probably not. I would have to double check that. Didn't attack the Ariana for piercing battle damage over Ariana. You don't want to pierce her? Are you serious? Okay, off the top of the deck, we have a Horned Dragon, which is special summonable if we have 3 Mementos in the grave. The Dark Blade on summon, popping a backward effect is happening at least 3 times in this duel. Let's freaking go. Damn, Memento with the win. I love it. I love it. Memento, such a fun deck. One of my favorite decks that I played recently. You all should definitely try it out. It's only going to get better in the future. The problem is, I guess, when it gets better, they're going to reprint the cards anyway. So it's not like you're having this small window of get the cards now before it gets more expensive or some nonsense like that. It's just fun right now and it'll become even more fun later. So your investment now is your time and knowledge of just learning the deck, which I'd say is worth it. It's worth it.